Spacey Wolf Squadron. It's your book Commander Wolf 10. Please let everybody know that we are live, finally. Tonight, we are finally closing the door of this series. And this is the final season of. Great. I'm going too slow. Timing, Wolf. It's all about timing.
X メンとは悪の脅威から人類を守り、人類とミュータントの平和的共存を実現するために組織されたミュータントヒーローチームである。抱きしめたい誰よりも
This opening trumps 97's opening. I don't give a damn what y'all think. If that shit don't hit you, frankly, I don't give a damn. Does 97's Blackbird flex like that? Does 97 has Spiral combating Gambit, even though it never happened in the series?
Nope.
It looked like it had a mind of its own.
I don't care. I'm so happy that the Blackbird can flex like that. he even did a dodge maneuver. Jesus. I mean, does 97 have? I don't know. Freaking Apocalypse trying to smash Gambit? No, even though it never happened in the series. Better yet, does 97's intro have the X-Men fighting in an unknown future against motorbike brigands? I don't think so. Hey, Michael Carter, good to see you. First time here? No, actually, it's not his first time. It's been a long time, though. We have Michael Connor. Hell, lobster unbread indeed, my friend. But no, Cry from the Moon is really good, but man, that intro is actually, I gotta say that intro does kind of sings the songs of this final season's stream tonight, where we're actually gonna cap it off tonight, guys. We are doing the final season of X-Men 92, and it's sad that the song is kind of a bit of a huge send-off, so to speak, with that kind of music, because this season was not that good. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I just want, something? I just thought about quitting while we were ahead. Just leave it off at season 4, right? But I said, no, the show must keep going. Papa didn't raise no bitch. Let's keep this going and finish this up so we can move on to our next problematic series, Beast Machines. Pretty soon, we'll have the Gladiator K on to guide us through that one, and that one we're going to do it as a series whole because it only had 2 seasons. But I digress. I'm here with my usual suspects, starting
Mhm.
with who's right next to me, the Humble Zariah's Humble Marty.
Hello, I am Humble Marty, and I write things.
You just clear your throat.
Maybe.
Or was that a trifle?
No.
Finally, I'm ready for the roll call.
I don't know. That is a very good question, sir.
That will remain a mystery, though. We have the mysterious one next to her, the Warrior of Light, Final Fantasy Fan 12.
Greetings to viewers and my fellow Final Fantasy fans. This is Final Fantasy Fan 12, and welcome back to another live stream of the UN Spacey Wolf Squadron. And today, we are back with another episode of Animation Spotlight. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it has now come to a close. We are wrapping up X-Men 1992, which is probably the weakest season out of all 5 seasons of the show.
More on that later. We have underneath him the lovely Leia Valor looking up his skirt. Leia plus size.
Good Lord have mercy.
I'm a dude.
You can wear a kilt.
You think I'm
Oh,
Scottish?
Hey, pour one for the brothers.
Oh, that's what. Like, why would he wear a skirt?
The kilt. Use your imaginations, guys.
I'm not Scottish.
No, thank
Maybe
you. There's
Roman.
nothing under there.
Oh wow! Huh?
No, I mean literally. They don't wear underpants.
Damn!
I
need some-
didn't
you
mean
gonna
to
need-
say it like that.
Remind me that I'm gonna kill you later, Wolf.
Shit! Oh my god! I ran hard from that.
No. There will not be any. I'm telling you, there will not be any murder here.
Why do you
Figuratively
torture
speaking.
like that? Yes. Why do you?
Oh, I
torture
know.
Final- Why does
I
he
don't think
torture
you'll be able
Final
to
like?
recover from that file. Damn!
That's not what she meant.
Damn! Shit!
And
Humble,
funny
I
that
know-
he called me a mysterious one, but yet contradicts that from the way I talk.
I also remember the fact that her comedic timing was impeccable. Just straight went for the nuts. She never misses, everybody.
I'll
Never
do my
misses.
intro once he calms down.
Just keep going, just keep going.
Go
Poor
on,
Fi-
Larry.
Why do you torture Final like that, Wolf?
Hey, she said it. I wasn't
she
even
didn't-
going there. I wasn't even going there. Jesus.
I was trying not to go there either.
You
But
went
you
there
did.
naturally.
Oy.
Leia, proceed with the
No.
intro.
Well,
On a pogo stick.
well, good evening, everyone. This is Leia Plus Size, your lovely Lady of Valor, and welcome to our conclusion discussion of the X-Men 92 series. We're going to talk about, maybe make some mentions. There are some gems, despite this was not a good season. And as Wolf brought out, we are going to go over why that may be so. But, we're also going to discuss some episodes that may have stood out. So I hope you enjoy the show. Moving on.
Did
Hey, Wolf,
Wolf,
don't die
Wolf,
on
your
us
mic's
from
not on.
laughter.
I guess you're right, Final. That would be a good Freudian slip is a good term to use. But still, Wolf tortures you so.
Well, our fearless leader is indisposed at the moment. Good evening, morning, or afternoon. This is the Hound of the South, Donald Powell, and yeah, it is rather something that now we are ending this discussion of X-Men 92 with season 5, the least favorites of this particular X-Men 90 series. Well, let me phrase that: X-Men animated series. At least for now, until eventually we will cover 97, If we are, that is.
Oh boy.
Hey man, if we do, we'll end up going over 97. We're, we're going to be even keel and still talk about this objectively. I mean,
And
we don't
still,
know what it
I
is.
dread just from the thought of it.
I don't know if I could put myself through that. I see what you're saying, but I don't know if I can bring myself to one. I don't have Disney Plus, and I don't know if I can bring myself to do it right
Oh,
now.
don't worry. You can actually watch 97 through YouTube.
Yes, I know.
It's on there.
No, I mean, you can watch it through clips because obviously you can't put in the entire episode. You have to split it up in parts.
I'd rather not because I've already needed to get brain bleach from the mental image of a teenage rogue snogging Magneto.
Yeah.
But besides that, let's not talk about that garbage.
Yeah, I don't know if I could bring myself to. I'm like humble. I just can't bring myself to
But yeah,
look at anything from Disney, anything with Disney and Marvel at this time.
An
Well,
okay
for
season of
Marvel and
X-Men
Disney.
92 beats X-Men 97 any day.
Speaking of
but
which,
anyway,
since since Leia brought up gems, we can't talk about this multi-parter, which is an adaptation of a excuse me, of a particular comic book storyline from the 90s, which was done by Scott Lobdell and art by Joe Madureira, called The Phalanx Covenant. Which as the name implies, it tells in the comics it tells the story of a group of humans who happen to be anti-mutant, but not really members of the Friends of Humanity, but a member of different anti-mutant organizations who willingly infected themselves with a transmode virus from the ashes of New Mutants member Warlock through the machinations of Cameron Hodge, which the next one 92 got right. However, the major players in the Phalanx Covenant are completely the major players are completely different in the anime series than in the comics, because in the books, once you actually had Sean Cassidy, aka Banshee, Emma Frost, as well as Jubilee, who are among those major players to put a stop to the Phalanx Covenant, by rescuing like other mutants who are shown to be immune like of their process of assimilation, which led to the formation of Generation X.
Okay.
So think of Generation X as a spiritual successor to the New Mutants, because those guys have long since graduated from New Mutants to X-Force when Cable took over.
Ooh.
Okay. And this was a two-parter in this final season, correct?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, it wasn't a bad episode. I liked it. I had to research more about the Phalanx to get to know them just a little bit more. To
Okay,
understand
so
them more.
you know about their origins from the comics.
Yes, now I do. When the episode first aired, I will be honest, I didn't know that much about them, but then I did some research on who they were and what their role is in the comics, and I said, oh, okay, all right, let's understand that episode a lot better.
Yeah, because in the Marvel anime universe, the Phalanx are portrayed as an alien race instead of a group of humans who expose themselves to the transmode virus and have become techno-organic beings like Warlock, who was a member of an alien race called the Technarchy.
Yeah, and they act as more of a hive mind, that kind of thing.
AKA the Borg from Star Trek. Just like
Yes.
how the Brood are Marvel xenomorphs, the Phalanx and the Technarchy are the Borgs of the Marvel universe.
The Phalanx reminded me of that one fraternity off of Family Guy. Well, share one brain cell, act with one mind, cheer like overhyped sugar-laden teenagers.
More of a cult, really.
Yeah.
However, the interesting fact about the Phalanx from the comics is that even though like they become techno-organic beings, like they still they maintain like their independence, but they do operate under a hive mind.
Yeah.
Mm.
Also, Cameron Hodge wasn't the only one leading the Phalanx, but also Stephen Lang, who was a reoccurring enemy of the X-Men.
Oh wow.
He said, even though this two-parter is based on the Phalanx Covenant, it is being rather loose with that particular story.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the one that? Because there's one scene that it didn't gross me out, but it was like, ouch! Didn't somebody? Who is it that absorbed? Is that the person you're talking about? Because on the cover of one of the comics is the Phalanx and some guy's head or some guy's face that he absorbed, or he saw too much, or he made himself one with the Phalanx, and his body was just like all with wires and everything, or cables and. I hope you guys
that would be
understand what I'm
Cameron
describing.
Hodge.
Okay, there you go. Okay, yeah. I'm like, okay. So he became one with the
Now,
Phalanx.
one of several people. Well, several people who infected themselves with a transmode virus. However, it's also known as the techno-organic virus, which infected Cable when he was a baby. However, with Cameron Hodge, he actually started out as a friend of Warren Worthington III, aka Angel in the comics, until the friendship went sour, or when Cameron became radicalized and joined an anti-mutant organization called The Right.
And you want to know something? Who would have thought that this would have been... Wait, now that you're mentioning that, and suddenly playing Ultimate Alliance 2, it was like, wait, why does this sound so eerily similar to The Fold?
Yeah, I couldn't help but have a feeling that the writers were inspired by the Phalanx Covenant when they did the whole like injecting the supervillains with nanites until that went haywire and formed their own collective not collective unconscious, but collective intelligence.
Yeah. Because I was watching this episode, and yet now suddenly thinking about this, I was like, wait, this sounds so eerily similar to The Fold and Ultimate Alliance 2, what the fuck? And oh yeah, The Fold is an original creation of Ultimate Alliance 2 that's made
I'll be honest
specifically
with
for
you
that game.
guys. When I was a kid, this episode scared the shit out of me.
Well, as it should, because again, similar to the Brood, the Phalanx are meant to be terrifying for not just the X-Men, but also the Avengers and every other, the Fantastic Four and
You want
every
me to
other
explain
characters of the
why?
Marvel Universe.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to explain why? What young me was going through back in the days?
I can see how kids would be scared by it, but go ahead. You can explain it.
At that time, little Wolf was afraid of zombies, and strangely enough, the Borg. Even shoot, what was also another big thing at the time in the 90s?
Well, I can
Oh,
see how the
species.
I can see how the
Species.
sport is.
Yeah, I remember Species.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was scary too. But mostly the fans reminded me of the Borg. Even when as far as say you'll be assimilated, Jesus Christ. And funny enough, little me recalled that there was more episodes to this two-parter. I was surprised as an adult looking at the episode listing now to realize it was a two-parter. And I was like, holy shit. Really? But I guess I thought it was a longer episode, a longer parter, because at the time I didn't get a chance to complete the Phalanx Covenant.
Hmm.
You know, network TV when it came down to TV shows, you either watch it or you didn't. You missed it, and half the time reruns wasn't always easy to come by either, especially in the Jetix format. I don't think they ever aired Phantom Covenant that much on Jetix when X-Men was on Jetix or Toon Disney as it was once called. Stupid name change, stupid rebranding. Or was it Disney SD? Yeah, Disney SD actually. Actually, no. Jetix was not the stupid branding. Disney XD was the stupid branding. The stupid rebrand, I mean. But back to the Covenant. I think what really scared me the most was what's his face? The guy from Genosha.
Shoot.
What was his name? Start with a K. You know, Friends of Humanity. Get guidance, homeboy.
Oh yeah, that's not Gyrick. It's that's not him. Is that somebody else?
No, it wasn't Gyrick. Gyrick does get a return in another episode. They were in fact, this season was returning their villains for a sort of fan servicey episode. Not Trask. It wasn't Trask.
Okay.
Trask was somewhere else.
I said
it was three dudes. Huh? Sorry, go ahead, Don.
You were talking about Cameron Hodge, and his name starts with a C, not a K.
Sounds like a K to me. Anyways, yeah, Cameron Hodge. He was in Kincaid. There was a Kincaid. Anyways,
Kincaid. Oh, Kincaid had never made an appearance in the Marvel animated universe.
Oh, hey, Roar Thunder! Everybody, welcome, Roar Thunder. I don't think I ever seen you before. You probably lurked in our chats a few times. Probably hear us rambling here and there, but you seem new to me. So, everybody, welcome, Roar Thunder. Nice to meet you, Roar Thunder.
Sup?
Welcome.
Back to the Phalanx. Back to the Phalanx. One thing that it was Hodges his look that freaking creeped me out, especially the big brain, the hive mind as well. Got them faces talking all at once, moaning and screaming and everything. And the way how they were cocooning people, especially Charles and what they were doing to Wolverine. Oh my goodness. And then on top of that, you had all other characters, alliances being made from X Factor to Magneto and the X-Men running through the streets like it's Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And I'm talking about the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers with Don Sutherland, rest his soul.
Yeah, I saw that film. Yes, that's one I reference. That's one I reference a lot when I talk about how things are going on these days. I can see the Phalanx and the Borg scaring kids. I could see why you would be afraid of them, because to a kid's eye, they would be frightening. So, because even me, grown, the Phalanx still looks kind of creepy with all those heads entwined into all those cables and everything. That is a creepy sight. So I can't blame Will for feeling that way. So I can see why that would frighten him. You know, even me grown, I always thought the Borg was kind of creepy, and these characters. But yeah, that's a good way of describing it.
Also, another difference between the Phalanx Covenant from the comics and the show, Sinister actually took the place of Sabretooth, because he was another major player of that particular story, because he was still under the custody of the X-Men.
Oh yeah, he was.
Who was?
Sabretooth.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh god, that one slowed down. That part of the episode, the first part, nearly took me out of the episode, because it was a rehash. It felt like a complete rehash of Sabretooth's. it was a rehash of the issue between Xavier and Wolverine about Magneto, between Magneto and Sabretooth. Now, granted, even though it's a rehash, they do keep up with continuity. Like, this is not the first time Sabretooth has been in the X Mansion, and Charles, oh my goodness, and his arrogance is allowing this madman to be in his school again, just so he can mine whatever it is that he mine any information from him. And Wolverine is literally just like, dude, you remember what happened last time this happened? Like, come on, man. You not learn from your mistakes. And Jesus Christ, like, the way how Charles is butting heads with him so much, I'm like, oh, Charles, I can see why Cat doesn't like you. I'm beginning to not like you.
Have we learned nothing from the first season, Charles?
Yes.
And I'm like, what are you doing different, Charles? What are you doing different? Charles, what are you doing different? Both of them, both Wolverine and Sabretooth, are almost damn near immune to psychic attacks. You think you can stop Sabretooth with a psychic blast? Doubtful.
Yeah, you
Not
tried
to
that before
mention
and it didn't work.
Not to mention, Victor is one of several people across the world in fiction and in real life, like who refuses to really rehabilitate and change their ways.
Well, the thing is, he didn't have him there this time to rehabilitate him, because he learned from that for sure. But like the whole fact of the matter is, you have a dangerous killer mutant back at your mansion, and you still got the teenage girl as your teammate, knowing full well.
So then why bother bringing him in again?
My question was, why couldn't you just put his ass in another cell, far fuck away from the facility? Hello? Now I understand that he was infected with the phalanx, of course, and that's the reason why he's there. But like, they could have picked any other mutant character for that. They could have picked a Morlock that was behaving differently, that was like out in the open. If I swear, if I was a writer on that episode, it would have been a Morlock just like roaming all over the in broad daylight, you know, acting really funny, speaking really funny. Hell, let it be Leech. Actually, let it be Leech.
Well, that can't really work because mutants are naturally immune to the assimilation process of the transmode virus, even when
How the hell
formed in the
Sabretooth
comics.
carrying the
They
phalanx?
discover.
It would have been more sense to make it a character that normally doesn't
the-
act like that, like a politician's grandson.
Or Moira.
Well, in the comics, what happened? How the phalanx got the jump on the X-Men was they actually take them down from surprise, and they actually replaced them with phalanx clones of them. And since in the source material, Jubilee, Emma, Victor, as well as Banshee, they caught up on the ruse, which causes the phalanx clones of the X-Men to immediately revert to their original forms and try to capture them.
Hmm.
We're talking about the show's interpretation, though. It should have been at least like a human friend that they once met before, or some mutant whose powers newly awakened, or haven't awakened yet.
I understand. Well, for Victor, no, I understand. Well, with Victor, like they had, still like they used a duplicate of Victor, who instead of being the real him, it's a duplicate made by the phalanx.
See, here's the thing, Don. You say it wouldn't work, but why couldn't they have been a Morlock? My question still stands.
The Morlocks are mutants.
Exactly, but but you just said they can duplicate a character.
And that's what they did
Yeah,
with
but-
Sabretooth.
So why couldn't it have been a Morlock? Or why couldn't it have been Juggernaut?
Because they captured him prior.
I know. I'm saying no. My thing is they should not. My nitpick was they rehashed Xavier and Wolverine, which was redundant.
Well, if they had use a Morlock, like and actually went with your suggestion of Leech, it wouldn't be the real Leech. It would be a duplicate of him.
Well, that's the thing. They wouldn't know that though. Aha! They wouldn't know that though. That's why they would investigate, because Morlocks don't. That's the thing. Morlocks don't come to the surface, and to see Leech in the surface again, right? That would cause them alarm, especially, and even then, Xavier wouldn't be able to read his mind or detect him through Cerebral, because that's a phalanx. Yet you see it on screen on the news, and they go to investigate to go and help Leech out to quell any issues, that could arise from that. In fact, it wouldn't have to be Leech per se. It could be any Morlock, or shit. Could have been one of the X-Men acting weird,
Mm-hmm.
Jean maybe, because Jean didn't even show up in the episode.
Well, once again, it could
Until
be
the
a member of
end.
the phalanx
Exactly.
taking on a form.
Y'all talking about Sonic in here. Yep. Man, stay on topic, guys. Stay on target. Talking about Sonic. I know why they're doing it, but still.
Oh, because Buddy Smith says, I don't know why Sonic with the metal virus I feel ripped the Phalanx episode for its story.
He said IDW. He said.
I mean, not just IDW.
Oh, IDW's.
I mean, not just
IDW
Sonic, but I mean, not just IDW Sonic, but Archie Sonic also had done that as well before for the reboot that IDW had to do due to Sega Japan like putting so much restrictions, which led to the end of the Archie Sonic universe. However, that's beside the point.
Right.
But you can't. You do see the
in his head.
Well, you do see the. However, I understand where members of the chat are coming from, because you can see the parallels between like the metal virus and the transmode virus, which led to the creation of the Phalanx.
Y'all ready to talk about Best Boy though?
Yeah.
You talk about Warlock.
Friend to Warlock. Warlock self-friend. That dude is the highlight of that two-parter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I gotta give the anime. I gotta give the animated series credit for really capturing Warlock's character, because he is a mutant, an alien mutant. Because what makes him stand out from his pure free will.
Mm-hmm. Just love the way how he talks.
Yes, I remember that character. Yeah, he's pretty cool.
A combination of Jar Jar Binks and HK-47.
That's another aspect, because that is also accurate with how he speaks in the comics.
Mm-hmm. He refers to himself as self, and refers to
Instead
his
of
individual
I.
peers as friends of self, friend Hank, friend Gambit.
Yeah.
Or friend Doug, friend Rain,
Yep.
friend Karma.
And when he asks the question, query,
In fact,
he begins with
yeah.
query.
I mean, in fact, well, Warlock and Doug Ramsey, aka Cypher, they're essentially the Blue Beetle, Ted Cord, and Booster Gold of the New Mutants. It's because
Yep.
they have that best friend and brotherly relationship.
Oh yeah. Warlock scared me one time because I do recall that my brother had an action figure of Warlock and Elixir, and his face was a mask that you put on Elixir's face.
Hmm.
Strangely enough, and I could never stand the sight of it. Not necessarily because I hate. It's not saying I hated Warlock. It's more of I knew what he was, and again at the time I was still scared of the Phalanx and their
Oh.
design.
Well, yeah, but again, in the books, he's a member of the Technarchy,
Right.
and the Phalanx. And the Phalanx, they're not an alien species. They're a group composed of humans who willingly infected themselves with the transmode virus from Warlock's ashes after he made his heroic sacrifice.
Right. I'm just speaking in context of the series, not necessarily the comic book, because I have not read anything about them from the comics. I just know them from the series and what they were about. So when I saw Warlock as an action figure, felt a chill down my spine. I had some weird phobias, guys. Growing up, I had some really strange phobias. It's like I was scared of zombies, with good reason. Everybody's scared of zombies. People were scared of zombies back in the days. Scared of heights, that's natural. Arachnophobia, that's also natural. But man, oh man, there were some things I was scared of, especially the Phalanx. And like I said, when I saw that action figure, I was like, oh, why did they make a toy out of those guys? Why is his face looking so distorted?
Getting back to again, like they were going for accuracy for how he's portrayed in the anime series because again, that's how he looks in the comics.
Briefly, I forgot that was him. I thought that the person in question had a crazy face that or a crazy mask that he just wears, and just forgot that was Warlock as a kid.
Getting back to Warlock, his motivation to stopping the Phalanx is also a little wholesome because his life mate aka his girlfriend and what's implied to be his fiance, who was also like shares his as a mutant of in this universe's Technarchy, aka the Phalanx, who's also individualistic and has free will like him. However, she has been taken over and corrupted by them.
Yeah, that's what he was looking. You're right. You're jogging my memory of the plot. It was very romantic and sweet. Yeah, he was trying to find her, to rescue her from the Phalanx. That's what he was trying to do. Because life mate, I was assuming either fiance or wife when he says life mate. So that's what I was.
I call him wife.
Yeah, that's what he sounded like. He was.
That's also not far off because if they were fiancés, like this was them after getting to know each other. But I remember when I watched the two-parter, they were definitely more husband and wife than fiancés.
Yep.
Like even when she briefly transformed into her regular self, felt begging Warlock to help her before she became one of the Phalanx's drones was even more heart-wrenching.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was.
You ready to talk about the worst two-parter?
I was hoping that
Stormfront.
Before we do,
the very last It is the very last two-parter of the entire show.
Hang on, let's speaking.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say we can move on. I just going to say, yeah, when I watched that, I was hoping he would get to her to rescue her from the phalanx before they totally absorbed her in. But we there we go there, and he did do that, right? Or I forgot.
Yeah,
Did he? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I thought he was able to scramble and save her back.
he repaired her basically.
Right.
Yeah,
Now,
after Forge and Beast essentially created an antivirus to eliminate the Phalanx.
And returned Hodge back to normal. Which is funny
Yeah.
because the fucker said it cost him an arm and a leg to integrate with them, but when they cured him, he was full. He was a full human. And what I mean by full human, he had all his limbs.
Well, there were more prosthetics.
I know, but when he came back to normal, he had all of his legs and arms.
Well, also I can understand why the writers couldn't really do a faithful adaptation of the Phalanx Covenant because you don't have the major players from that storyline or even the characters who would become members of Generation X from the comics. No, they had to work. They had to work with what they had.
Yeah, as usual. Humble, you got any final thoughts?
It was a pretty good send-off having Magneto come in to help Xavier one last time before he'd went into his coma or whatever that was at the end.
You're really jumping ahead.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, because see, with Magneto, he came back after the whole thing with Sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah.
I know, yeah, Magneto's growing a full-ass beard.
Yeah.
Well, you could tell he was shell-shocked by the whole thing, and for a good long while, he actually renounced himself from his regular terrorist activities.
Uh-huh.
That was another nitpick I had, and that's mostly due to the episode lineup from the previous season, or rather, episode placement. Actually, let me see. What came after? Okay, no. Actually, no. It fell in line. I was a little confused because it did fall in line with what happened afterwards. It just felt a little off to me. I was like, wait a minute, when did this happen? I felt a little bit mixed there. But no, it's a solid two-parter, save for a few nitpicks I had with it. One of which is the whole Xavier Wolverine thing, which was, I still think that was unnecessary to bring that up. They could have kept it. They could have been way more covert than dredge up that issue. You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It would have
Correct.
made more sense to have I don't know, it would have made more sense to have Xavier just read his mind and glean through it a bit, kind of like going through a file instead of, well, keeping him at the academy. But fictional characters have to make dumb decisions to get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Well, it has been established that season 4 was meant to be the series finale until Saban came in and told the crew to do another season.
Now, my main critique should have been a multi-part, a much bigger multi-parter. That's my main critique on that one. This felt like it should have had more episodes dedicated to it. At least a 5-parter from like good and evil. Because the Phalanx is shown to be strong, and granted, there's a lot of time to show how much of a threat they are, but for it to end abruptly like that, I think it could have been more episodes.
Whereas in the source material, the Phalanx were actually built up, like in subsequent issues of Uncanny X-Men and X-Men Volume 2, until they eventually in one of the 300 X-Men issues, starting with the Phalanx Covenant Part 1, where we see Banshee going back to the mansion and realize that most of that the X-Men have been kidnapped and replaced like by members of the Phalanx, which causes him, Jubilee, Emma, and Sabretooth to escape from them. Which of course, like they had to reach out, getting other X teams to face off the Phalanx, as well as finding the next generation, like the main mutants, as well as the next generation of mutants from being captured by them.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move on to the shitty parter Stormfront.
Yeah. which
The
is
very
an
last
adaptation
two-parter
of another
the
story.
entire show. The very last two-parter.
Which is another adaptation of a story from the X-Men, and it's another loose adaptation, like the two-parter for the Phalanx Covenant.
Saw that coming. What do we have to say about that one?
Not too much to I'll go. Not too much to say, even though I always enjoy Storm stories. This one, yeah, just falls a little flat. It's back to the Savage Land with that. His name.
But no, it's not back to the Savage Land. It's a completely different world. It's a wholly different world.
A better comparison would be, I would say, the Jon Stewart episode with Destro.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess I was getting them mixed up. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, it's akin to that episode, though. Unlike most Justice League fans, I actually still like that episode, even though you have to sell hard to believe that John has lost his confidence in using his power ring. You gotta sell very, very hard for us to believe that. But it's one of those. The 90s was chock full of episodes that would not happen unless something stupid happened, or plots needed to happen because they need something stupid to happen for it to continue. Not saying it's weak storytelling or saying that the writers were not that good back in the days, but there are times when we had to we overlook some decisions. Yeah. And this is one of those. Well, this one just it's, I guess, 85% just badly written. Because it's Storm that's been kidnapped by a stranger. Now, granted, of course, he took her away. It's basically Hades and Persephone almost. He whisks her away from planet Earth just to heal his planet, only to find out that they're the oppressors of other planets, and they're using the weather system to control them. In a way.
Yeah. And
it's outlandish. Dom, I know you got some explanation for this bullshit. Please enlighten us.
And somehow,
before you start,
Storm is somehow
I got
getting
the seasons mixed up. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Final. Go ahead.
And yet, suddenly, it became all too sudden that Storm has now suddenly been a victim of a love bomb. It's one of those manipulation tactics. Because believe me, it's real. And then suddenly, Wolverine is in the right to be suspicious of that. And yet,
that's not
Cyclops...
Sudden.
It very much is.
It's not sudden. That's Wolverine, man.
No, I meant the the Storm getting married, that's the sudden part.
Yeah, that is the sudden, but Wolverine being suspicious of it. That's
I'm not saying that's sudden. He's
not
in the
it.
right to. I'm
Yeah.
not saying Wolverine has every right to be very suspicious with that because that's what he did. That's not out of a genuine love. That's a love bomb. And
Well,
yet
the thing
Cyclops is somehow okay with that.
Oh no. Let me defend Cyclops here real fast. No, Cyclops is willing to go along with it, but he's also willing to trust his teammates on certain things. He was basically playing the strategy game. Wolverine's ready to knock some heads around, but Cyclops he's like, look, I know what you want to do. I know that's your forte, but let's back this up a bit so we can gather some information here, because if we go gung ho on this, Storm ain't gonna like how we handled this. We gotta be delicate with this. And Wolverine's like, we're not playing this delicate. We're playing this close to the arm, psych. But there's that sort of inner conflict between us. And that, truth be told, that's basically to me that's the best part of that episode. It more than makes up for that slightly. But no, don't take Cyclops as being super okay with this shit, because even he was you remember in the beginning he was willing to talk Storm out of it too. Now
That's true.
He tried to talk Storm out of it too. It's like, are you sure this is what you want? It's like, we need you back over here. No, what killed me was the fact that this motherfucker apparently knew that her ability to manipulate the weather is somehow the key to fixing their entire planet's ecosystem. Not ecosystem, weather system.
Mm-hmm.
She has that power. And this weather system is also artificial. Y'all remember that, right? Y'all know,
Yes.
y'all picked up on that, right?
Yes.
It's artificial
because they noted
weather.
that twice.
It's an artificial weather, and somehow she's able to control it. Excuse me. What's how exactly?
Even though they probably would have been better off if they just destroyed that, but no, we gotta have this jackass suddenly pull up a love bomb on Ororo.
Mm-hmm. And I thought, truth be told, I almost thought that he was using her as a battery, and I thought she was going to disappear, because when she was done, or at least when she was in the middle of stabilizing it, she's like, too weak, I'm tired. I was like, oh shit, is this the kind of episode where if she keeps going, she's going to disappear because her energy is probably drained? We done lost Leia. She'll be back. I thought he was using her as a battery, and to the point where it's gonna kill her. Much like the way how Cortez absorbs energy from people.
Mm-hmm.
They start fading away.
Cortez doesn't absorb energy. He enhances mutant powers.
Last time, motherfucker drained Magneto, and the motherfucker was disappearing.
No, he overcharged him and used a machine, which destabilized Magneto, not Cortez himself.
We'll talk about that later. Anyways, I thought that was going to happen to her. That machine would kill her by absorbing all of her energy. But interestingly enough, it didn't happen. She was able to stabilize the weather, and as Final pointed out, motherfucker would straight up propose to her, put effigies in her image. had servants just at her beck and call, clothed her, fed her. You know,
Wow. Yeah.
this dude
Yeah.
was all in. I mean, man had jungle fever. Look. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Man was all for the dark skin. Okay, good on you. Good choice. But Jesus Christ, dude, pull back on your gifts. There ain't no way to a
Yeah,
woman's
that's
heart.
what I'm saying. That's a love bomb.
I know, man. I'm just saying.
Excessive praise,
I'm just
excessive gifts.
I'm really applauding the dude for wanting some dark chocolate. Okay, he picked the right he picked the right tone. of, hey, she was in some nice outfits. When you guys agree,
Hmm.
I ain't gonna lie.
I concur.
Yeah.
She was looking like Kidaga guys or Kita from Atlantis, the Lost Empire.
And then Jubilee starts wearing those clothes.
Oh man, you ain't wrong. You ain't lying. He ain't lying. But one thing I gotta give Jubilee. Jubilee is the award goes to Jubilee for what she did when Storm finds out what's that fucker's name again?
Shoot, I forgot to.
We could call him Gas Bomber.
Or Aztec wannabe. Because the dude look like an Aztec.
I think his name starts with a K, I think.
Dom, where are you?
K. Kirakakash.
Kmart.
No.
Kmart.
No, it's not Kmart.
Hang on, I got the episode
Oh
list.
no.
I got the episode list. Hang on, don't you jump in. You stay right there.
Just
And
let him.
kudos. Gives kudos to kudos.
Archon.
His name is Archon.
Okay.
But
Go
Archon, that's not how he's portrayed from the comics.
So I see.
It's not?
Yeah, because Archon is actually a hero in the Marvel universe who first actually assisted Thor and the Avengers, like in an Avengers issue, but then he turned to the X. Thor wasn't available at that time.
So why the fuck did they have to go out of their way to make him a villain?
And a simp.
Yeah, that's cause. Yeah, that's where again, like when the cracks were really starting to show, especially after the writers were made to make it this season.
Yeah, with Archon the Kmart dude.
Archon the not barbarian.
What the
Sorry
fuck,
about that, folks.
Stanley?
Internet is
Like, what the
Well,
fuck?
internet was.
Hey, it was not Stan. Hey, it wasn't Stan Lee who did that. It was the writers of this TV show who decided to portray Archon as a villain.
He don't have all control of what people
Oh.
do in the animated shows. He just
No,
he's
he
just there.
merely became the face of Marvel Comics.
He's just the producer.
Yeah.
But still, what the fuck?
He could have been so
Again,
much more.
don't be mad, Stan Lee. Be upset, writers and the showrunner at the time.
Mhm.
I know. That's what I'm saying, but still, it's just what the fuck?
Man,
Hey,
Warlord.
you can ask.
Warlord
Are we
had
still
better
talking about
next.
Oh yeah, I mean Archon was essentially Marvel Comics' Warlord.
Feel like to me.
Wait,
your
so they
money
took a warlord and turned him into a simp lord?
Are we still
Mhm.
talking
No,
about?
no, Warlord from DC Comics, which was
Oh.
Hang on, Leia.
who was
Sure.
who was transported into a fantasy world.
Oh.
In other words, he became a combination of John Carter of Mars and Conan.
Oh.
But Leia, we're talking about Stormfront.
Still. But like I said, Jubilee.
Oh,
gets
okay.
the,
Sorry, my
she gets
internet funky, acting kind of weird.
I'm saying Jubilee gets the MVP.
Continue.
She gets the MVP for this episode, especially when Storm lets loose her wrath on Pollock. What's the plan's name again?
Dang it, I even forgot about that too.
It's a freaking Roman name, somewhat.
Well, yeah, I mean, the world is definitely inspired by the Roman world.
Polemachus.
Yes, Polemachus.
Yeah, she almost fucked that plan up. And Wolverine, I love Wolverine's line. Hey, bub, you want to spend the next day with that? You best get some horse to get us off this rock. But Jubilee, man, spending time with Storm, trying to as she's talking to her and noticing the atrocities that are permitted on that planet, and her to talk Storm down. That was this to be honest. This was Jubilee's season all the way. This season was all about Jubilee, which we'll get into.
I would agree.
Go ahead. You jump in. You about to say something?
No, I said I was going to agree with you. And also, I found interesting about the Stormfront episode is, again, also the courtship scene that we with Wolverine and Storm, because Wolverine weren't too keen on her all of a sudden falling for this guy who I thought was a combination of Thor and Conan, the way he was drawn. Or that's what I said when I first saw him.
Character. He's a real character.
He is an actual character in the Marvel Comics because he's a hero, and for some reason he's a villain in this one. It's just what the fuck?
Yeah, Funny was actually intrigued by this guy. He wanted to be like him. He wanted to look up to this superhero. Jesus Christ, Marvel, bad form. You crushed his childhood dreams of one day being a Conan Barbarian type, sweeping a woman off her feet and say, "Come to my kingdom and be my wife."
Yeah.
Did you have to turn him into the villain because you want more bad guys to fight? It just, God.
As the stomach churns and the world doth burn.
Should have been
soap opera special at 9.
It should have been a 3-part that led up to Apocalypse's return in the next episode, which was the Fifth Horseman. It should they should have just combined that with this parter instead of and just bring this guy in just to assist them in a way. Maybe I don't know. That's my thing. That's my aspiring writer editor coming out.
Yeah, speaking of that one episode, we also witnessed the return of Fabian Cortez, the Starscream of Magneto's acolytes.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. And fuck his accent.
And one thing that is very noticeable in the season, Stormfront is the very last episode, which the entire show had been using throughout, and it's basically what is called 5-cell shading, and this is what gives the comic book come to animated form, gives the X-Men appeal in this show, whereas the rest of the other Marvel shows, since 1994, with Iron Man till Spider-Man Unlimited in 99, they'd use what is called 2-cell shading, and now this show has also used 2-cell shading thanks to the Fifth Horseman.
Yeah, so that's what they also, I believe they used that for Long Shot, the Long Shot episode.
No, the Long Shot episode was still utilizing the original art style before season 5, where they switched the art style into a new into a new one because the South Korean animation studio wasn't available at that time. So they actually went with the artist for the Fantastic Four animated series.
Right.
Hmm.
Which is weird in itself because that one had that long shot episode was still animated really good. And I think
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to assume that it's because it was aired on prime time, possibly.
Yeah.
Probably.
And another thing that is very noticeable throughout the rest of the episodes, I know I'm gonna be jumping the gun here, but still, the designs are noticeably different. Cyclops now has the Superman build, Wolverine's looking like Batman because of the square jaw, Beast, while doesn't look like he's changed much, except you notice the hands, which are normal human hands instead of claws. I'm not sure about
It's
Gambit
But
though.
also,
Maybe
smaller.
and also of large ape and large ape-like proportions because it was like again like as a baby his his hands and feet were huge.
mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Gambit, I'm not sure if there's something different. Maybe it's the voice that's bothering me, but I can't put my finger on what's
Yeah,
different about Gambit.
well,
His hair
okay, you're
he's
not wrong. There's that, but also the change in voice actors
I
because
knew it
from
was the
season
voice that suddenly
four
bothered me. Because
because
I
from
knew it sounded
season
so
four
different.
yeah because from season 4 to season 5 like they switched out Chris Potter for Tony Daniels.
Didn't Daniel's voice Gambit in the games?
Yes,
That's right. That's what you were hearing.
yeah,
You were hearing possibly X-Men Legends Gambit.
yeah. Because honestly, with Chris Potter, or he is the definitive voice of Gambit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Because
yeah.
he was Gambit in X-Men versus Wolverine and X-Men the Children the fighting game one where he fought Thanos. Basically just any fighting games that featured him.
Mm-hmm.
And
Whereas
you can tell,
mhm,
well, you
go
can tell that Potter he is very passionate about the character of Remy LeBeau, and
Mm-hmm.
it is rather it's still a shame that at the showrunner before he got axed by Disney, it didn't allow him to reprise his role as the Raging Cajun because even though he is older like a majority of the X-Men '92 cast, his voice is not aged like
Mm-hmm.
Kel Dodd and Lenore Zahn.
Right.
Hmm.
And the designs are even very noticeable in the ladies. Storm and Rogue look like Barbie dolls, and Jubilee and Jean look like Disney princesses. Not to mention they also have a different style hair. Jubilee lets her hair down more, and same thing with Jean, which is now
shoulder
in
length.
her
Her hair is
yeah
more
Yeah,
shoulder length.
yeah
the
her hair's
shorter
more
length,
shorter.
the shorter length, the shorter length hair is actually a reference to her to Jubilee like growing up, not growing up in
Mhm.
comics. Comics still similar to Kitty as she's like making the transition from teenager to young adult. But when Jubilee started growing her hair out, this was when she joined Generation X after the events of the Phalanx Covenant.
Yeah.
Not sure if we need that explanation, but yeah, good trivia there. Uh, my only
But
issue
as for
with the
yeah,
new
look,
animation.
we all know that Cortez he is a sort.
Hang on, we're not done with the animation and design. There is, okay. The positive is it's fluid in areas that they were able to. In one scene, they're able to rotate the
Mhm.
cam. They're able to rotate the camera, which was pretty neat in itself, especially with the episode that we're talking about right now. I noticed that I was like, whoa! They just rotated the camera. They did not change. They did not change angles or shots. They rotated the camera. Everybody. The negatives. The body proportions.
Yes, I just
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Especially
And oh yeah,
the
and no, and I
eyes.
noticed another thing with one more character leaving out. Morph comes back for the final episode, and he originally looked lean to now suddenly, damn, this guy bulked up when he was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And his laugh is completely different too.
Oh my goodness. The body proportions is so off in so many shots. They change body proportions constantly with this new this new shading.
Mm-hmm.
The eyes specifically keep shifting, and majority of the time, the eyes go dead eye, like complete dead eye. They look like freaking animatronics. Whenever time they close in on the face, especially with Charles. Charles getting the worst
Mm-hmm.
out of all the characters. Him and Jean and Rogue at times. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. Because again, the
Ooh.
ladies, Storm and Rogue specifically, they look like Barbie dolls. I mean, the doll-like proportions, look at the eyes, the style of hair that's now straightened out instead of being bushy. Oh, Rogue's is still a little bushy. But not really as bushy as it should be, though.
But even Barbie would take offense at the new art style for X-Men '92.
I mean, my issue, the reason why I bring up the eyes is that half the time they don't move per frame that much. There are times
Yeah,
eyes
and they also the eyes look dead and not lively as the original art style.
that's why I call them dead eye. That's the term that we use as artists use, dead eye, especially animators. You
Oh
guys-
yeah,
Like a-
no. I'm saying this as an artist as well, because you want to avoid dead eyes as much as you can.
It looks like a
animation.
goldfish trying to be alive.
Goodness gracious, man. That
You can
that
say
shit
that again.
bothered me a lot. Every single time when they close in on the faces, particularly the women and Charles. Jesus Christ. Make those eyes move a little bit. It's okay. Move them a bit. Change angles. Please. I don't care
Change
if you
angles
put
and
white dots in
perspective.
their
Like,
eyes. They look like freaking toy eyes.
That's what I'm saying, they look
Come
like Barbie
on.
dolls.
Oh goodness. Oh,
look, we can go all look as artists, we can go all day about the change art style, but we gotta move on. All right.
I know.
Mhm.
I'm just saying that man, that drew me off the wall. In particular, the eyes.
No, dude, I look, as an artist, I completely empathize where you're coming from. Like, even,
As
you know, I
an
remember when
artist-
I rewatched season 5, that also bothered me.
As an artist to a fellow artist, yeah. Though we can also talk about the best episodes, or at least my two favorite episodes. Actually, no. What do we have to say about the Fifth Horseman? That shit was pointless as fuck.
Yeah.
Well,
And it ends up on a
the
cliffhanger
Fifth
that
Horseman
never
does.
got. Sorry.
Well, actually,
So, collect your thoughts, everybody.
well, I had to be that actually guy. Fifth Horseman does play a role because we do see Apocalypse like in the finale of X-Men '97, which means that cliffhanger has been resolved and will be explored in the second season of '97. Because
Oh,
if you remember,
great.
Oh dear, there'll be a second.
remember, look, as we can recall, Apocalypse, he took Cortez's body and shunted him into the astral plane where Apocalypse, he used his powers and transformed Fabian Cortez's body into his own.
Yes.
Yeah, because originally in this
Again,
episode,
this takes place after the events of Beyond Good takes place beyond after the events of Beyond Good and Evil.
Yes.
Let me tell you why it's pointless. I'll tell you why it's pointless. Because Fabian Cortez could have picked any fucking body out of that group as Apocalypse's vessel. There's absolutely no mention from Apocalypse himself that states what kind of vessel it could be, the body-wise. Fabian Cortez is so arrogant and so fucking vain that he is spending way too much time trying to find what could possibly be the quote unquote perfect body for Apocalypse. He is so simping for his master so bad that nobody can do apparently, and which is funny because when Caliban captures Jubilee, because this is Jubilee's season,
Mhm.
he is
Honestly,
okay. He is okay with the female body for Apocalypse. He's willing to settle for that. Now, granted, earlier they were trying to capture a young kid because that makes sense. Like why wouldn't it be a young kid's body? We've seen it in X-Men Apocalypse, actually, the movie. I mean, they used a young kid then. Not sure what age he was, but he was fairly young for Apocalypse to inhabit. But my
It would
thing
have been
was,
funnier if he ended up in the body of a tiny Machiavellian named Napoleon.
he still made him big.
Yeah. Honestly, kind of funny how this show, we started with Jubilee in the very first episode, and now this season ends with Jubilee.
Yeah. My thing was, the reason why I bring up that the fact that episode is pointless, even though it's rendered important now thanks to 97. My thing is, it could have been better because Fabian Cortez is wasting all the mutants' time trying to bring back Apocalypse when anybody could do, especially when the episode ends with him being the vessel. Like anybody would do for Apocalypse. It seems like Apocalypse wasn't. If the episode showed them bringing in selectable prospects, right, and Apocalypse was outright rejecting them, then I could say, yeah, there's a reason. But no, by no means is Apocalypse being picky right now. He wants to come back. Yet Cortez, with his infinite vanity, is delaying the inevitable.
Yeah,
God, I hate that
not to
dude
mention
so much.
after Eric went incognito after the events of Sanctuary, as well as Beyond Good and Evil, Fabian decided to jump ship from him and the Acolytes to Apocalypse during that period of time.
Negro, since when?
Odd.
That's what that perplexed the fuck out of me. I was like, nigga, since when? That was crazy. That was quick, dude. This motherfucker fap off to any strong mutant.
I'm surprised he didn't make like a dog and hug around a leg.
Or lick somebody's balls.
Well, to keep, like I said, in the comics as well as in the Marvel Anime Universe, Cortez is the Starscream of the Acolytes. However, the difference between animated Cortez and comic Cortez is he still has respect for Magneto. However, he would again like stab him in the back as well as like other individuals because again, yeah, he is Starscream. He's vain, arrogant, and he would do anything to be top dog.
I guess my criticism with this episode is pacing. And we got Caliban, which
Yeah, that's one of my critiques of the Horseman.
My question was, when did Caliban show up in the series, and how is it that he is such a good close friend to Jubilee? What episode was that? Because he was like, I must protect Jubilee. Jubilee's a good friend to Caliban. I was like, Negro, when the hell did we see you?
He's supposed to be a Morlock, but yet
Cameos?
we never.
I know he's a moron, but when the fuck did we see you? And when did you have this relationship with
Oh,
Jubilee?
You see him
Good question.
most likely cameos in. Oh no, actually
Didn't he show up in
he actually
Genosha?
didn't show. Yeah, no, he showed up in Genosha.
But again,
No,
when the
he
fuck
showed
did he have this
showed up in the Genosha
friendship
episode.
with Jubilee?
Yeah, that is another critique because again, since 92 doesn't have Kitty Pryde because he actually has that type of relationship with Kitty. Jubilee had to take Kitty's place. Similar to in the episode where Jubilee was telling kids fairy tale stories with the X-Men as the fairy tale characters, which is an adaptation of a story from Uncanny X-Men where Kitty was telling fairy tale stories with the X-Men as one of those characters for Ileana when she was living in the X-Mansion.
All I'm saying was when he was talking about how good friends she is, I'm like, who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
Well,
how do you know her?
Well, I'm saying that episode could have been handled better.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Negro, who the hell is you? I know who he was, but like, I knew who he was.
No, I'm saying, like, who the heck are you?
Who are you to the X-Men? That's my question. that kept man. I was getting heated every time he kept talking about how good a friend she is. I'm like, Negro, can you shut up about that friend stuff? Because there is absolutely no episode that shows that you return to be a good friend to her.
More like the audiences haven't seen you ever since the Genosha episode.
Right?
But yeah, Fifth Horseman. It's filler. Let's move on.
Pretty much.
A filler with purpose.
Until now.
97.
It's being purpose until now, thanks to that awful show that is X-Men 97.
We'll talk about that.
What hurts? Well, I will say just on a side note about 97, what hurts?
Which now Jubilee is suddenly having her bushy, spiky hair in that show now, despite the fact she let her hair down.
She could cut her hair. There's a thing called a barber and a hairdresser.
What hurts the series even more, is they involve the original showrunner and the husband and wife duo who were the leads of the writing team for X-Men 92. They had them involved in 97.
And they still fucked up.
Yes, I have to be refined on that one. It doesn't seem with that.
Don't get ahead of yourselves. I will tell you guys.
Look, we'll touch more on that when we do cover 97.
Particularly in one of our very first loose content videos. Y'all get ready. So, speaking of that fantasy episode,
we should still cover 97 in Animation Spotlight.
More on that later, though. I'll touch base with you on that. Anyways, don't mind my wife in the background. She's shouting at the TV.
Well, I'm glad they got the mutant out of there that Cortez was abusing, and they took him back to. They got away from there. I like that. I'm a sucker.
But
yeah, and also he did receive karma.
Yes.
Can we move on now?
To my favorite episode, which is a Jubilee fairy tale, which was something, or Jubilee's fairy tale theater, actually.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because she's basically telling a story to children in a crisis.
In a cave.
which
To try.
is a Dungeons and Dragons style storytelling, and that's the reason why I like it. That's why it's my favorite because it's a it's Dungeons and Dragons. Though I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, we hang out with people who talks about it a lot. So to see the story told in a D&D perspective was interesting. Which begs the question: is Jubilee a D&D player all of a sudden?
Probably so. She probably plays her video games at the beginning of the first episode.
She is the kid in the group, so she and product of that time, and at that time, Dungeons and Dragons became really popular.
Well, the thing is, we're talking about tabletop games, Leia, not video games, which is weird. And we already overspoke it earlier. It's mostly Kitty's. She's a stand-in for Kitty at this point.
Yes.
Kitty Pryde.
And the kids.
Well, what I was trying to say
the kids that were stuck on the mines, they also stand in for Ileana.
I was just trying to say she probably was playing games similar to Dungeons and Dragons. I could see Jubilee doing that.
With Nightcrawler of all people.
Probably so. Yeah, I could see her doing that. We have to remember she's still a teenager, even though she's been with the X-Men for this time. But she probably would still be having fun with games like stories like that.
The reason why it's my favorite, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people who hate Jubilee don't like this episode, is because of the creativity about it. It's just seeing Remy LeBeau being a thief, and Wolverine, technically an orc, but they call him a troll.
Yeah.
And he's a troll, but he's technically an orc because he's got the tusks. And who else was in their party?
I think that's it. It's just the three of them.
Yeah,
wasn't
and
Jean Grey a princess?
But I'm talking about
a queen or a princess or something.
Yeah, it's just Jubilee.
Oh my god! This is so basically.
And Magneto's a wizard.
Yeah. Who animates? So basically, just a shout out to his magnetism. Animates armor. But what's funny was you can also view this as this is sometimes how Jubilee views all the X-Men.
That's what I was about to say.
This is how they talk. So in other words, when every time she's been around Gambit, in her mind, Gambit sounds full on French, not Cajun French, full on French. Because in the story, he is speaking like a Frenchman, not a Cajun.
Yes, he does.
That was hilarious. Wolverine, I guess he speaks like a Canadian, I suppose.
I mean, yes, he is a Canadian.
Yeah,
I know, but the way he had a different accent as a troll.
I'm surprised he didn't get the Australian accent like in the.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's funny.
The X-Men.
What's funny was Magneto's voice stayed the same, while Jean talks like a fairy tale princess.
Because it is supposed to be a children's fantasy, basically.
No, but the thing is, you can interpret that as her being vindictive towards Jean sometimes. This is what she thinks about Jean.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How she sees
like,
Jean.
No. She could have said, "Oh my God, Jubilee, you are one of the famous heroes that I've ever met. May you go forward and prosper in your spoils of adventure, and make sure you keep your friends ever close to you and safe." No, she's Jean Grey. One day you'll be a princess too, like me. I was like, oh wow, this is what you think about Jean Grey.
That's how.
Damn.
At least that's how she talks.
That is so catty. She was
Yeah.
being catty.
Yeah.
Very, very catty. And don't you argue otherwise, Dom. He ain't even here.
Internet.
Man, what I do?
I like to hear him hear his thoughts.
God
I
damn.
felt-
Sorry,
I
Mama Jelly.
felt-
That was catty of her.
I
Very,
felt
very
the same
catty.
way. I said, "Why in
I
the
am
world
so
is Jean
surprised
talking
that
like that?"
hardly anyone else in the X-Men are even involved.
Yeah, I don't remember Storm being in this story.
Yeah, Beast is not there, certainly not Rogue.
Yeah, no Rogue.
Although Sabretooth's in here.
Yeah, Sabretooth is in, and he even gets to keep his accent. But not Remy, apparently.
It's looking more like a wolf.
No, he was Beast Man from He-Man. You cannot argue with me otherwise on that one. That motherfucker look like Beast Man. Don't lie.
Right. Oh yeah, you're right.
Beast Man
You're right.
with a long ass braid. He was a troll just like Wolverine though, but his design man look like Beast Man.
I guess to keep the connection, Jubilee already knows the connection with the two, that these two are lifelong rivals.
Oh, let's not forget, Jubilee is apparently an elf with wizard magic.
Yeah, that's what I said. She's elf-like.
Uh-huh.
And she's acrobatic.
Wood elf, I guess?
Huh?
I guess a wood elf? Certainly not a high elf.
Like a
Well-
woodland elf. A wood elf. Yeah, okay.
Well,
yeah.
the thing is, it's just all the things D&D, so they don't really have a set rule to it per se.
Mhm.
So she's basically just like the kids say, how are you in the story? That's not fair.
And oh yeah.
One thing I will do, I will give credit where credit is due to Jubilee. She didn't oversell herself. She didn't make herself OP. Not entirely. She exercised restraint. when
But
talking about
Dom,
herself. You still with us?
Yeah. Oh.
no, not you, Humble.
Raise
You're
your
fine.
hand too early, girl.
Well, Dom is here. You can ask him their question about.
Well, first of all, he needs to talk. Pull his string.
Well, the internet's being it's being kind of funky, so he's probably got to get the batteries back going again.
Ah, damn it.
Oh, I spoke too soon.
So what's the weather
Yeah.
like in your neck of the woods?
She's got a cursed voice.
Hot, and
Partly
humid.
cloudy.
Yeah,
Stormy
It's gonna be
here.
humid. It's gonna be humid where I'm at. It's when the sun comes up.
Yeah, it's partly cloudy, but it's humid, and it's going to stay
California's being
humid
messy right now.
because we'll be near 90 here in Michigan for the
This
next
bitch is
couple of
hot,
days.
Cold, lukewarm, mild, and pretty soon maybe she'll go hot, but not right now. She all over the damn place with the temperature over here in
See,
California. That bitch on
It
menopause.
Oh, goodness. It was
Oh,
very
she's
nice.
packing heat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The biggest hypocrite. All these gun laws and shit, and she packing heat. That was supposed to be funny. I ain't hear
No,
y'all laugh.
I get it. I get it. Yes.
I feel like I'm
I get
Jareth the Goblin King. Well,
Ha, ha,
all right, shut up.
No, I get it. Here in Michigan, it was very nice, but the humidity has gone up, and it's going to be hot and humid and hazy today. And
Hope
a
you pack a
chance
lot
of
of
we have a
sundresses.
chance. We have a chance to still. Oh no, I didn't pack any of my sundresses. These sundresses are gonna be out for quite some time. I even think we're gonna have an Indian summer. I believe it's gonna be hot in September and in October. I think it will be here in
I'm
Michigan.
not here for that.
I think it might be Indian summer here in Michigan. And but tonight I can feel the humidity going up. Even right now, it's gotten hot. It's going to be hot all day today. We were told.
That sucks.
I'm like, great, and I've got to do all of this running errands. It's going to be hot and humid.
So while Dom is trying to come back, final thoughts on this episode?
It's weird.
In a good way.
It's interesting. It's fun and weird, but it is interesting to me when Jubilee goes
he's
into her
back.
story how she sees some of the X-Men. That is the thing that's the most interesting. It's very interesting. Maybe it's something that we all subconsciously do, whether we're writing or we're telling a story.
My favorite part is Trollverine and Saber Troll.
Yeah. All right.
What are your thoughts on this episode?
Well, this is one of the gems of season 5 that I still love to this day.
And what'd you think of what Jubilee sees of Jean in that story?
I still find
In
it
the way she
hilarious.
talks.
I just find her catty, being very catty towards Jean.
Yeah, it's not Jean is a queen. It's like she's this sprightly little Disney princess. I'm like, what is that voice
Yeah.
coming out of Jean Grey? Yeah.
And actually, that's an uncanny valley too, because they're all the ladies look like Disney, or particularly Jubilee and Jean, are looking like Disney princesses, and yet this comes up. That is not uncanny valley. I just, because like Jubilee's just looking like Ariel, and Jubilee's looking like Mulan. Just
Yeah. I would think Jean would be more Galadriel, like from Lord of the Rings, more Galadriel, more wisdom, more Ethereum, more all this. But she was just
she had her looking
Snow
like
White her
one of those
out.
classic. She was having her looking like one of those classic fairy tale book princesses with the pointy hat and everything. But my thing was the bitch is racist too. She didn't invite Storm into the story.
Oh.
or the Blue Man Group Beast.
Beast and Storm are not in there. Well, she better be glad that day Jean Grey
Knowing
didn't get her
Arlok,
head.
knowing Arlok, it might have been a real D&D campaign, and Beast was probably the dungeon master.
Could have been.
Well,
Yeah.
he's racist. He didn't invite Storm.
maybe she had other important work to attend to. That is being gardening her plants.
Right. But the other two gems of season 5 that are actually worth mentioning would have to be Descent, which is an adaptation of the further adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix, which concerns the origins of Nathaniel Essex and how he became Mr. Sinister.
Mm-hmm.
I hear that.
And the adaptation of another story from Uncanny X-Men would showcase Wolverine and Captain America, Steve Rogers, teaming up during World War II.
Yes, I love that episode.
Old
I
Soldiers.
love that one. Yes.
That's the better one out of all. But Hidden Agendas the weakest one was Hidden Agendas 2.
Oh yeah.
Just nothing really to write home about other than the introduction to Sam Guthrie, aka Cannonball.
Mm-hmm. Well, we also not just him, but also the rest. Not just him, but also the rest of the Guthrie family, including Paige Guthrie, aka Husk of Generation X, and eventually the X-Men.
Yeah, true, but still, it's just
it really could have been so much more for a Rogue focused episode.
They portrayed Paige as a however, I still find it odd that they portray Paige as a brunette instead of a natural blonde like Sam.
Sam wasn't even blonde in this one either. Motherfucker was
No, he wasn't.
They made the motherfucker a ginger, which was weird, and the fucker had a weird ass hairstyle too. He looked like Peter Parker from Spider-Man Unlimited.
Yeah.
Straight up.
However, to give the episode credit where it's due, they kept his origins from the comics, where he used his powers to save the lives of the miners that he was working with when it collapsed.
That I liked. That I did like. But this whole government thing trying to kidnap mutants, I was like, oh my goodness, what's up with this? Then we already had this in previous season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not to mention the X-Men, they have allies within the U.S. government that actually assist them. Because as we've seen in the season finale of season one, after Trask had assisted the X-Men in taking down the Sentinels at Master Mode, he actually changed his wings and realized that the X-Men are not the threat, not a threat that he had feared. Because much like in the comics, he didn't have hatred towards mutants. He had understandable fears about them, due to the actions of Magneto and the Brotherhood.
What I would have done for this episode was remove that plot with the government enhancing mutants through cybernetics and all that bullshit. Would be just like in Cyclops' episode in season 3.
In which episode?
Oh, what was it called again? It's the one where he visited an old
With Purple
friend.
Man?
No, not
No,
that
Mutants and Island.
one. Is it that one?
Oh wait, you
Oh
said visit an old friend. You said
no
visit an
mutants
old
is an
friend.
island, but that's season.
You said visit
Wait,
an
no,
old
hold on.
friend.
No mutant is an island is season.
It is season
No, I'm
3.
saying no mutant is an island is. What? But no, I'm saying no mutant is an island is season 4, which showcase the Children of the Shadows,
Yeah.
who are a mutant anti-human group.
Mm.
That's what I mean. Just go with that plot, except make it about Cannonball's family against this racist family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that loosely, by the way. I'm saying it very loosely. No, is Secrets Not Long Buried? The episode?
Secrets Not Unburied.
I think it's that one. Let me see. I got the episode list. Okay. Sanctuary, Xavier Remembers, Courage. Cyclops flies solo to a tiny western desert. Yeah, it was Secrets Not Long Buried.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
Make it go with that plot. I would say take that plot again and use it for Jesus Christ, I need to remember these episodes. Hidden Agendas.
Mm.
Because that's what it should have been about. It should have been a community focused episode where maybe Rogue decided to visit a small town here and there. Her and Gambit, give them a proper send off. Give them two opposing ideals to work themselves towards and make the Guthries versus this neighboring families conflict the sort of situation that they have to resolve that brings them ever so close together. Oh my god, that whole line about Mrs. LeBeau.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, don't push your luck, Swamp Rat. I was like, don't remind me of her bullshit in '97. Please.
Can I
Please
say that? Let me say this, if I could jump in here with Rogue and Gambit. Here's the interesting thing about the progression of the relationship. As we all know, Rogue, every time Gambit tries to approach her, Rogue says, you need to stay away from me because we all know she can drain other mutants' power. She's always telling Gambit, don't touch her, don't come near her, don't try anything. Gambit completely ignores that. Some of the other mutants back away from her. But what I found interesting over the seasons, that knowing the way she is, Gambit does not care. He does not care if kissing Rogue would put him in a coma. He wants to touch her. He wants to hold her. He wants to kiss her. He wants to have this relationship with her. And I don't
Mhm.
think that she is used to that. She's so used to telling everyone to stay away from her. Here is someone who is not afraid, but wants to get close to her and
Oh
develop
yeah, that
something with her.
that was one of my
And
favorite parts in the X, especially when they had her the imposter Rogue flirt with her, and he kissed
Yeah.
real Rogue on the lips.
yeah, he kissed her anyway.
That
And
was done
despite
that was done by Morph.
Yeah. Well, she flirted with him, and then he came back in the room when she was sleeping, and he kissed her anyway. He knew that what she could do, but he did not care. He didn't care,
Well,
even if it did
the thing
knock him
is,
out, because I think he loved her.
here's the thing, Leia. The reason why he did it was because the first time he was fooled into thinking that she found a way to touch somebody without draining them. So he
Right.
wanted to get seconds.
Of course,
He,
I
he took
agree.
the opportunity to get seconds.
But even after you're right, but even after that, he kept coming after
that it
her.
was followed by her coaxing him to get seconds.
Right. I agree, but that's the interesting thing. Rogue is used to what I'm trying to say is the progression of this relationship, and her always saying, "I'm not an ability to touch anyone or go near anyone." But here was someone who was willing to make that sacrifice to be with her. You all follow what I'm saying? Gambit
Mhm.
knows
Mhm.
what she can do, but he never backed down. He always showed that he cared for her, knowing what she could do, knowing that you come near me, I'm going to drain your powers. You know what? I could care less. Maybe it's worth it, Rogue. Maybe it's just
Turned
worth
into a loose end that was never tied up at all for this
it. Right.
episode because 97 undoes that
Mm.
bullshit.
And I hate that with a burning
Mm.
passion.
Oh,
Because for some reason,
oh,
Martha seems to
trust us, my friends. We
really
won't,
hate Cajuns.
But that's
among other things.
Writers
that's
Well-
love drama.
yeah, but that's the writing in their
Nah.
progression
But rest
that
assured,
I noticed.
we won't.
Go ahead, Dom. I was just going to say,
Which
I
in
like
fact
the way they progressed.
Well, yeah, very much because they were again taking cues from the comics at the time, at where the X-Men were at the time, along with the different X teams. Also, rest assured, we will touch more on love interest in a fall episode of the Real Millennials, which is actually titled "Love Interests."
Yes, because I noticed for this X-Men 92, Gambit never really flirted with anybody else. His attention seemed to, I mean, he flirted, but not as heavily as he did with Rogue. From day one, he and that shows the progression. And for her, here is someone I'm telling to go away, but he won't. And I don't mean that in a creepy sense, but in a sense that he does not care. She cannot touch. He wants to be with her anyway.
Because
that's the romantic in
Remy
me.
is willing to take the risks.
Exactly. So you have to like a person really, really a lot if you're willing to take that risk.
Final thoughts on Hidden Agendas.
It could have been done better as a Rogue focus episode. It could have
Yeah.
been more.
Mhm.
I would say it would have been a lot better.
Not to mention, it could have acted as a. Not to mention, it could have acted as a way to introduce the New Mutants.
Mhm.
Yeah. If the
That's
writing
the
was
thing.
better, and it wasn't.
That's the
A
thing.
missed
That's the thing.
opportunity.
That's the thing about the secret government entity that was operating on the mutants. They didn't even use that as a vehicle to bring in the New Mutants, at least to bring in at least Wolfsbane, Magic, Magma, Moonstar.
Well, Wolfsbane, she's currently a member of X Factor, which is
True.
which is accurate in the comics.
True. You're right on that. You're right on that one.
So if they were to do New Mutants, well, they would have to be a mixture of the original team as well as the later members. members such as Boom Boom, Richter, along with oh shoot, and yeah, essentially a mixture of the original as well as later members because again, you really can't utilize Wolfsbane because she's currently a member of X Factor.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like Descent.
Oh
It's
yeah,
a nice origin
Descent.
story for
That is
it's
true.
a nice origin story for Mr. Sinister, but I did not like that one.
It kind of threw me off a bit. I'm like, why are we back?
Yeah,
in the
that one.
17th,
Yeah, it's like
16th century? Did I
you
miss
could have
something?
put up Mr. Sinister's origins
Whoa,
anywhere in
that
season
one is a
2.
loose.
You could have put it anywhere in season 2, and you're deciding to bring this up now.
Yes.
This
Yeah.
could have been explaining the villain monologue, if nothing else.
Yes.
Yeah, which if it was done in season 2 instead of season 5, that would have made more sense. And again, it is an adaptation of the miniseries for the Further Adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix, which is a sequel to the first miniseries, The Adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix, where this time Jean and Scott were taken into the Victorian era to prevent Nathaniel Essex from becoming Mr. Sinister. Over
Yeah,
here,
but
on the
then
other
again,
hand,
why bring
you
this
guys
up
can
now?
see Charles Lauren
Why?
facing.
Let him finish.
Yeah,
guys.
what's as I was saying,
Hmm.
plot beats are some. The plot beats are similar, however, or they had to change it because instead of Gene and Scott finding Sinister and by preventing him from becoming the man that he will become in the future, instead it was a face-off between him and Charles Darwin. And you honestly could have made the story for the Further Adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix work by having the characters be ancestors of both Scott and Jean instead of those two themselves being transported to the future by by Rachel Phoenix 2.
I'm gonna back you up on that. I'm surprised that they didn't go that route, especially when you have an Xavier ancestor right there and there. You could have had a Jean and a Scott ancestor that didn't marry, mind you, but were known colleagues. Like, say for instance, they could have been a stand-in for say Sherlock Holmes and Watson, or better yet, the TV show Avengers with Amy and
Mm-hmm.
who else? Tell me out, Leia. Put the characters again.
For what show?
The Avengers.
Oh, Emma Peel and John Steed.
Yeah, they could have been stand-ins for those characters, trying
Yeah.
to figure out, trying
Mhm.
to solve a mystery of disappearing bodies, and it led up to Mr. Sinister, or Essex as he was originally, experimenting on his wife, trying to prevent an incurable disease or
Trying to bring. Yeah,
That would have been
he was trying to save her life.
yeah, basically trying to save her life. And who knows? Why not go any further? Maybe she is the origin story of Selene. But that's not possible because Selene is way back. She transcends
Way
beyond.
older.
Mhm.
So
No, I mean,
that,
she was born. I mean, she was born during the Hyborian age, which is Conan's time.
that bitch was from Mesopotamia.
Mhm.
Not really, but you get my drift. The bitch is old. Let's just say that. In short, the bitch is old.
And she is ancient.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
I am as beyond humans as
And
I'm as beyond mutants as they are beyond you. But yeah,
Selena's also a vampire.
that's why she's so immortal. That's why she's immortal. But no, my critique is
also like in the comics, like the reason, in the comics, like Essex, the reason why he did what he did, why he did what he did, which led him to becoming Sinister, was the death of his wife's like first kid, which was due to illness, which actually caused them to actually look further into genetics and evolution. And when the two of them tried to have a kid again, well, actually no, they didn't have a kid again, but he actually exhumed the corpse of their son, and tried to find out why did he die so young.
Shit was weird like that. Yeah, let's just say that. Not my critique was the fact that it, like we said earlier, it just happened to be Charles Xavier, an ancestor of Charles Xavier, dealing with this guy. I'm like, no, we don't need no Charles Dick writing for this episode, please.
No.
He barely even does shit in this episode. Except complain about Essex.
Ooh.
And then suddenly he's going on a fucking Sherlock Holmes hunt on his ass. Like he's Holmes and Essex is Moriarty. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
This is so... And then they cut back to Xavier
again
waking up.
You could have adjusted the story of the further adventure of Cyclops and Phoenix by having...
Maybe the actor and actresses was not available, so they had to go with Charles.
Oh. Joe with the dude.
This Negro.
Well, and actually have...
Oh shit, Skynet got him.
Again, you could have brought this up anywhere in season 2 because this is Minister Sinister's origins. Why bring this up now?
Why make it a fucking 20-minute episode when it should have been a 5-minute monologue?
I agree. Had this been brought up in earlier seasons, like season 2, this would have worked fine. But bringing it up, throwing it in there, seemed like it felt like they just had to fill in something. So they just stuck this in there.
Let's call for what it is. They threw shit at the wall and saw what stick.
Yeah, that's it felt like.
Which is funny because the last thing we saw of Sinister was at the end of the second part of the Phalanx Covenant, and the motherfucker ran into the alley.
Yeah.
Going back to his lair.
Yep.
Every time the more I saw him and freaking Cyclops about to go after his ass, I'm here. It's like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit.
Now finally, we now enter the final episode of season 5.
Which I didn't finish. Graduation day. Any thoughts, guys? Y'all back me up on this one. Help me out here. I only saw like the first 6 minutes before we started.
I don't even know where to start with it.
I don't have much to say.
Charles,
okay, go ahead, Don. I'm sorry.
Long story short, Charles went to the UN for a peace summit. Henry Garrick came in and used a device on Charles, which amplified his psychic powers. It damaged him, and because it was done on live TV, this shocked and upset the music community, most especially Magneto, which actually prompted him to actually consider starting a war against humanity.
Yeah. And also Magneto's shaved in this episode, because no longer Magneto has a beard anymore, he's now fully shaved.
Yeah, because it's called a haircut and a shave. People can do that.
I know. Just pointing that out there.
It's not a continuity error, unless it's in the same episode.
See, at first I thought that was great and Creed coming back to get payback at the X-Men by hurting Charles. But when I learned that's actually Henry Peter Gyrick, my response was, there is no way in heck that can be Gyrick, because he is given a completely different in design and style in contrast to how he was portrayed in the early seasons.
Yeah, so they put up a contrived way just to make him hate mutants again, so just to kill off Charles Xavier.
Dumb.
Yes, sir. Look, I think they actually recycled upgrading Creed's design and decided to give it to Gyrick.
Honestly, we probably might have been glad it's not Great and Creed, because if the last episode of season 4 would be anything to go by, he's probably as good as dead.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
This is what they ended the season on. A sniffle, a sneeze, a stumble, a trip.
A whimper. However, the good news is the team were able to appeal to Eric's better nature and actually call it off by his attempted war on humanity, and actually went to the dimension to actually apologize to Charles before the Landra comes in and take him to outer space so the Shi'ar can heal him.
That was Billy going to the Aquitar episode.
Oh, Power Rangers Zeo.
Yeah, for Power Rangers Zeo.
That's basically what that shit was.
He's inside.
Thank you. I must go.
Mhm.
My planet needs me. Xavier goes to Lalandra on the planet Shi'ar, and he dies. Xavier's dead!
Well, that's what the public thinks, but that whole thing is even a loose adaptation of the Brood storyline where Charles was infected with the Brood Queen, and he had to go to outer space to the Shi'ar Empire, where Lalandra can transform him into a new cloned body that is healthy and healed.
Motherfucker had an alien bitch growing out of his ass.
Oh my god.
I still remember that.
Well, obviously they.
Man was.
Well, obviously they couldn't. Well, obviously they couldn't really adapt that particular storyline.
No, they just had Magneto decide to do UPS.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we were denied Xavier with Alien Queen growing out of his ass. Because that shit was real. That image is still in my head.
Or Magneto going through a proper heel face turn, as in the comics, when he actually becomes a mentor and father figure for the New Mutants, and it really should have stuck around instead of well, one part I like the new editorial after Shudo was removed, and Jim Lee wanted to wanted to write Magneto as a villain again, which is a complete contrast of his journey that Claremont had established.
Final thoughts on the overall season.
It's pretty weak.
Pretty weird.
The least favorite of the bunch.
Yeah, it's sad it went out with a little bit, but again, it had
It's weird
some
and weak.
gems. It had some gems, but overall, I got to be honest, it's weak because I had to jog my memory to remember some of the plots of the episodes, and when I have to do that, to me, that means the season was not as strong. So it's sad that it being the last season, it went out weak.
Yeah,
Comparatively, Evolution has the better season, even though it's the third season.
yeah,
Because even though that one got canceled, they didn't fuck around with that season at all. So even though some of the episodes were filler, they were character driven, and they were well realized, and they tied up some loose ends.
Mhm.
But it also gave us a bit of fan service within the last episode once they defeated Apocalypse. Once Charles gleaned into Apocalypse's mind after being an acolyte or a horseman, which showed Nimrod, the Phoenix, the New Mutants, as Don said earlier, Magneto being on their side now, the Brotherhood and their new looks and many other stuff. But that's what made Evolution such charm, which we will come back to that one again.
The one thing I will say, one part about season 5, after watching all of that in advance, actually it's been one hell of a ride. This entire show has been one hell of a ride.
Indeed.
It's still a classic show, despite the ending this last season. You can see why it's a classic TV show and why it's beloved by those that were kids when they saw it, or those like me that were adults when they saw it. Everybody could relate to it and enjoy it, and that's what makes it a classic. It's not just a show for kids. It was an animated feature that everybody of any age could enjoy.
At the time where certain shows with their quality were able to reach a sizable amount sizable amount of episodes. These days now, certain shows go for double that, triple that, quadruple that. Look at CW's Flash and Arrow. As much as we rag on those,
you want to talk about?
I'm saying, as much as we rag on those series, I will say this: I will give the CW shows this. They achieved what most superhero series don't really get to achieve that much, which is long running formats. They were able to go beyond most other comic book shows, especially the unfortunate Marvel Netflix series. So I will give the CW series that. Same thing with many animated cartoon shows as well. They're able to now go beyond the usual amount in most, like animated features these days go beyond now. Most shows in the 90s didn't go that far. Some were able to achieve, like X-Men, achieve 4 seasons, some 2, some 3. The usual number is 3. Usually. Others, only 1. And we lost Dom again. But that's one thing I will give shows of today. Deserving and undeserving. Say at least. Deserving and undeserving.
A lot of those CW shows were not that great. Well, at least to me. I see your point, Wolf. I'm not demeaning what you were saying.
They get respect for running that long. That's it. They get my respect for running that long.
Okay.
For better or worse. There are worse
run
to
that
get my
long and
respect.
remain cohesive is the amazing part.
That's debatable. I'm just saying, like, Nightman,
Mm.
1 season. Mutant X, 2 seasons. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and there's 6 seasons.
Mhm.
Well, actually, if you count the comic book, it went for 10 seasons. If they were able to continue the series as it is, and not the comic books, it would have been 10 seasons. Same thing with Angel. And Angel, I think Angel went beyond Buffy. Actually, it was the better season. Charmed came close. The original Charmed, not the new one. Shit, Winx Club
Mm-hmm.
went long. If I recall correctly, it went longer. I was like, damn, Winx was still going? Witch almost went. That's my wife chopping stuff in the background. Shit, Witch almost went that close.
Mm-hmm.
I see the number. I see the calendar. Y'all coming in now. Now I'm talking about nostalgia. I see y'all. Hey, how y'all doing? I see
I
y'all.
think One Piece is still going.
That's anime and manga. That's a given. Anime and manga. That's a given for how long they go. Because Japan have their own economy, you know,
True.
and they have their ways of what continues a manga and anime. So that's a given. But when it comes to us,
Simpsons, Family Guy.
yeah.
And I know
that's-
Smiling Friends is only on like its 2nd season.
But the thing is, when it comes to shows like Simpsons, Family Guy, and all that jazz, that's our American content mostly, just our all around American content. But where I'm going with this is that X-Men, like many other shows, were able to reach at least, like in X-Men case, 76 episodes, where most only reached that 50 mark.
Yeah.
Y'all dig?
Yes. I
Or
probably
75.
Listen to them downplay that number. I just said 76. He don't say 75. Negro, you always want to be a buzzkill. Take you lumberjacking one day. Just you buzzing. Mr. Buzzsaw. That's your new nickname. That's your call sign. Buzzsaw. This is Buzzsaw coming in. All right, Buzzsaw. Take out those turrets. Yes, sir. No, I'm kidding. For now on, your name is Buzzsaw. Do you like that name, Buzzsaw? Sir, yes, sir. Everybody, remember that. Dom's new nickname, call sign.
Oh my god.
Buzzsaw. He's a buzz killing it.
I just call him Dom.
I just believe him for fun.
Thank you, Humble.
He over there trying to be quiet fury. I'm not gonna let you get to me. Not gonna let you get to me, Wolf. Not gonna let you get to me. But anyways, yeah, this season was weak. It was just all over the place. It thought it was tied on loose ends when it barely did. And it only was it only had 4 good episodes. Some people you guys in the comments, y'all can disagree with us. Y'all pick out which episode was your favorite out of this season.
Okay, what got
Why?
the giggles going?
I missed the comment. Yeah.
No,
there was no
good.
comment.
No, good luck with that. Picking out which one's your favorite.
Oh, I'm sure they'll find a few.
I'm pretty sure they're like the Mr. Sinister episode. But yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, other than the
I'm
Captain
like,
America
that's
episode,
Well,
what
even
do you
though
think would be
season
the
5
best?
is objectively the weakest.
The
Yeah.
Cap and Wolverine
Well,
episode is
even
my
though,
favorite.
well, season 5, mine's too.
That's why we didn't talk about it, because we had nothing but good things to say
But
about it.
even though season 5 is objectively the weakest of X-Men 92, the series overall remains one of the mostly faithful adaptations of a comic book work.
Mm-hmm. That leaves two X-Men series that feature Captain America, and they're both Wolverine related. Because Evolution had one too.
Yes, I
Not
remember
sure
that.
if Wolverine and X-Men had
Yeah.
one though.
Which
I'm
would make
thinking-
sense. That
Well, it
Wolverine
has been
would cross paths.
established. Well, it's been established that. Well, it's been established that James Logan Howlett, he has been through multiple wars, like throughout like America's history. Like after like he left after he was out of Canada for a time, he was in the Civil War, the First World War, and eventually World War II.
Where I'm getting at with this is that
Right, he also took part in the Korean War.
Well, I'm
and
getting
Cold
at
War
is,
II.
it seems like it was almost tradition to have that episode. First with the first series and Evolution. I'm saying like if maybe Wolverine and X-Men got a second season, you might have gotten another episode with those two again.
You'd probably have a montage of every war ever from World War II on with Wolverine in different uniforms, and it all to the tune of the Johnny Cash song "I've Been Everywhere, Man."
Well, technically, they did that with X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Well, actually, before like the multi-part episode like for First Mighty Heroes like Breakout started, there was a short for Captain America which actually featured him and the Howling Commandos, and one of the members being Logan before he became Wolverine.
Correct.
Oh,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
even like a part in Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
All I'm saying
Get
is,
a
Because
bigger part, he gets
Wolverine
famous.
and the X-Men and Spectacular Spider-Man, they take place in the same universe.
Oh,
all I'm
As
saying
established.
is,
James
tradition.
Logan Howlett, he's an immortal who has seen and been through a lot.
As I was saying, it's tradition. Always have Captain America and Wolverine together. But no matter what the medium is. That being said, like thank everybody for being here. Those 12 of you now, along with those nonsense motherfuckers keep popping in and out. Thank you so much for plowing through this season with us while we going all over the place with, as this season was all over the place. And tune in next time when we finally tackle another season that was a mess. Beast Machines with the Glad Kayon, Matthew Flynn, and coming up in months later, specifically August, we're going to tackle Genesis Climber Mospeada. Robotech, everybody. Once again, we're talking about Robotech. To close off this year's talking of Robotech, which is what this channel is supposed to be about. Kind of.
hooray.
I like your enthusiasm, Humble. Speaking of which, the Humblest Writers with Psycho Kitty, Humble Marty.
Hello, I'm Humble Marty, and I write things. Thank you for being here today. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Have a nice day.
The Way of Life Final Fantasy Fan 12.
Well, it's been a wild ride, X-Men. Thank you kindly. But when next we meet when covering all the Marvel shows, we will cover Iron Man next, and soon. But that about does it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, click like and subscribe and share with your family and friends. And make sure you ring that notification bell, that way you get notified of our latest videos. Go subscribe to Up10 Media if you haven't already. Go subscribe to me if you haven't already. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Final Fantasy Fan 12 signing off, and may the light forever shine upon us, and fare thee well, X-Men.
Negro, where in my contract say we won't cover that next?
Oh my God.
For all we know, if it's Iron Man related, we're gonna cover our Armor Adventures.
We're gonna be covering the Marvel 90s Marvel shows.
No shit, but we ain't covering that damn fast.
Oh my God.
And I said soon.
Yes, that damn fast. No, we're not. Who's whistling?
Humble?
Yes. Hi.
She's like, I'm not in this. I'm not in this. This is too much testosterone.
Soon. If it would be fast, I would say later.
Look, man, we're going at our own pace, but you're not wrong though. We are going to tackle 90s Iron Man one day, because we do got to do a sing along. I am Iron Man.
Not with that horrendous singing.
Well, you're gonna do it anyway, so better oil those windpipes.
Oh my God.
Do you need to clear that phlegm out your throat?
Oh
You
goodness.
need to no, I can't. Rest assured, more hijinks will ensue when we cross that bridge, and we're definitely going to be crossing the bridge in the realm of the anime Marvel series as well, like the Iron Man anime and Blade anime. Who flipping through pages?
It wasn't me. It wasn't me
I'm
this
flipping
time
through
around.
many pages. Wasn't
Once
me.
again, we got-
It wasn't me
I don't
either.
have a book open.
Neither
I'm
do
here-
I.
I'm here
Nor
pages.
magazine.
Somebody flipped through some pages. I don't know. But anyways, let me stop getting distracted. Y'all just stop distracting me. I'm a dog, damn it. I'm easily distracted.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's your damn fault. That's
It's
your own problem.
picture.
Woof.
Woof. Anyways, so we got future projects in line. We're gonna keep going. We got season 4 coming up, and pretty soon we're gonna be having recorded content coming up as well. So be ready for that, guys. I know you guys are probably getting exhausted with the streams. I'm not saying I'm exhausted per se, but I think we can go further. Who's with me? Okay, I
I'm in.
finish it myself.
Okay. To what?
No, I already decided. I'm doing the shit on my own. Then I'm solo.
Hmm?
No, I'm kidding.
No, I am in on what you want to do. You have to just give me more context. But whatever it is, I'm sure it's going to be exciting.
Yay, what's the thing? So long as it's not illegal.
Well, she's the one carrying the body bags anyway, so no skin off my teeth. We have the Hound of the South, Donic Powell. Damn, that's a long time.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us in this series retrospective of X-Men 92, and tune in for this week's episode of The Real Millennials, where we go over America and how it's portrayed in fiction throughout the years.
Damn right.
Until then, this is the Hound of the South, Dominic Powell, and hey, man, it's the 4th of July and Independence Day. We might as well do just that. But anyway,
Yeah, right.
This is the Hound of the South, Dominic Powell signing off, and remember to keep up the good fight and keeping hope, idealism, and optimism alive in the world, because remember, cynicism and nihilism are for losers.
The lovely lady about LA plus size.
Hello, everyone. This is Leia Plus Size, your lovely lady of valor, and thank you for joining us in the discussion of the X-Men TV series, the classic and still the best X-Men TV series. If you have a favorite season, you don't do that, Wolf. I'm weak to that moment, okay? Don't do that. That is a weak moment. Now, let me continue. If you have a favorite episode or season of X-Men 92 that you would like to share with us, please leave it in the comments below. I am sure Wolf will very much appreciate that. We would love to hear from all of you and what you really think or any characters. But until then, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you all on Thursday. Okay. See, God, you don't.
Hey, she made it through it. She's gotten stronger, everybody.
I still giggled. I'm weak, okay? Those moments are weak for me.
But you got stronger, though. You were able to, Leia, you were able to finish your outro.
Well, I cut it short.
You actually found a picture of boiled beefcake?
Wait, what?
Never mind.
Yeah, but I still got cut short. It was supposed to be something more deep and further to leave with them. But see, you had to show him pulling down the helicopter in his tight jeans and all muscled, and I get weak to that.
But you're stronger, though. You're getting stronger.
Oh, goodness.
Anyways.
All right. I'm getting stronger. Okay.
This is your Wolf Commander Wolf 10. Remind you guys, this exists.
No place to hide. No place to run. No place to run. The mutant age has now begun. X-Men!